after so many changes Britishers brought in our country, they had made good steps also. Like they had constructed the connectivity through the roads, even they started the railway system, postal services, even the telephone services also started during the time of Britishers. So these are the good steps that started during the time of British era. However, these things they started for their own convenience, but somehow it also beneficial for the Indians also. So development in transport and communication system for increase in trade and convenience of administration. What is convenience? Ease. एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मैनेजमेंट ईजी हो, जैसे उनके सोल्जर्स हैं, एक टेरिटरी से दूसरी टेरिटरी मूव करना, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, तो ये सब के लिए उनको रोड्स कंस्ट्रक्ट करना, रेलवेज का इन्वेंट करना, ये सब जो है वो उनको करना ज़रूरी था. कहीं ना कहीं वो हमारे लिए भी बहुत ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल हुए. फॉर इंक्रीज इन ट्रेड एंड कन्वीनियंस ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, द ब्रिटिश डेवलप्ड मॉडर्न फैसिलिटीज लाइक ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड कम्युनिकेशन इन इंडिया. In 1853, the first railway ran on the route of Mumbai to Thane. So first time the railway that started in our country, they covered the distance of Mumbai to Thane. It is the first railway track or the railway started in our own country. In the same year, in 1853, British started telegraph system in India. Telegraph. At that time, people used to communicate with each other with the help of letters. So in that part, telegram or telegraph plays an important role because it's a bit faster service. It's transmit the messages with the help of wires. You had seen in few old movies where to communicate with the different military camps or the different locations, this telegraph or telegram services happen. Due to it, all cities and military stations got connected to one another. Similarly, the British also started the postal system. And you are very much amazed that our postal system is the world's largest postal system. India's postal system is the world's largest postal system. Even our railway tracks also. In Asia, India has the largest rail network. Right? So that makes very important development in our country in those period. Due to all this development, there was a long-term impact on the social life of the Indians. What do impact? Effect. Due to such changes, development, there was so much changes happened in our Indians' life because common people wouldn't able to survive. Due to this, there was an increased sense of unity among them. People started having the feeling of the unity. People are easily able to connect with each other. And but this brought some ill effects also in trade and business. Like since the trade and transportation was happened in a lower scales also, then Britishers are very much able to transport their goods into the villages or in the common places also. This brought the declination of the Indian cultural tradition trade. Decline of traditional industries in India. What is traditional? Our old business or the trade. What is decline? And सो कहीं ना कहीं ब्रिटिशर्स की वजह से हमारे जो लोकल ट्रेडर्स थे उनको बहुत नुकसान होता. नाउ वी सी ड्यू टू दिस ऑनलाइन सर्विसेज और द बिग शॉप्स लाइक डी मार्ट और द जियो मार्ट, इन बिकॉज ऑफ देम द लोकल ट्रेडर्स आर गेटिंग इफेक्टेड. राइट, people used to buy things from the shopping malls और the big stores. So जो local होते हैं, जैसे कि अगर हम लोग कोई इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सामान भी लेने आते हैं तो हम लोग जैसे कि ई जोन, विजय सेल्स, ठीक है, उनको भी अपना बिजनेस करना है. बट इसमें क्या होता है, जो सिंगल शॉप ओनर है वो इतना अर्न नहीं कर पाते हैं. राइट, दिस हैपेंस इन दैट पीरियड ऑल्सो. The British government obtained huge tax on goods exported from India to England. We know the meaning of export and import. The things which we take from different countries called imported goods or the imported materials. The things or the good we send to the different countries is called as the exported. So what British do? The goods which are transported from India to Europe or the England, they put a huge tax on that. इससे क्या होता था, ट्रेडर्स को ज़्यादा बेनिफिट नहीं होता था, तो ट्रेडर्स ट्रेडिंग नहीं करते थे. बट व्हाट दे डिड, वो गुड्स जो इंग्लैंड से इंडिया में इंपोर्ट हो रहा है उस पर टैक्सेस कम लगाते थे, तो ट्रेडर्स को ज़्यादा बेनिफिट होता था. तो वो इंग्लैंड के गुड्स को इंडिया में बेच रहे थे. इससे क्या हो रहा था, जो हमारे ट्रेडर्स है उनको जॉब और उनको बिजनेस नहीं मिल रहा था. On the other hand, very less tax was imposed on goods imported from England to India. Also, the goods manufactured in England were machine made and hence was the maximum production at minimum cost. And also we know industrialization already started in England. So the goods which were manufactured, they are manufactured with the help of machines. And due to machines, the cost is less and production is high. So they are getting more benefit from that. And we Indians or the Indians artists or artisans are not capable to face this competition. To compete, we know compete, right? It's a kind of competition in the market. To compete with such cheap products was difficult for Indian artisans. Artisans means the person who are involved in different business or the different production, right? Like we buy things online. ऑनलाइन में हमें थोड़ा डिस्काउंट मिलते हैं, बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं, स्कीम्स मिलते हैं, EMI ऑप्शंस मिलते हैं, या कभी कभी कुछ ऑफर्स मिल जाते हैं एक्स्ट्रा. तो बट अगर हम शॉप्स पे आते हैं तो वो नहीं मिलते हैं. सो पीपल यूज टू बाय. तो इससे जो रिटेल मार्केट है उनका कितना लॉस होता है, दे डिडंट गेट मच बेनिफिट. तो ऐसा ही कुछ सिचुएशन उस जमाने में भी था. टू कॉम्पीट विद सच चीप प्रोडक्ट्स वॉज डिफिकल्ट फॉर इंडियन आर्टिसंस. इवेंचुअली इट लेड टू क्लोजिंग डाउन ऑफ traditional industries and many artisans became unemployment. और with this, due to this effect, eventually ऐसा things हुआ कि हमारे जो Indian artisans थे they became jobless और उनके पास कोई भी employment का opportunities नहीं था. Okay, sorry. Development of new industries in India, but few dedicated Indians, after facing such critical situation, they tried to build industries in India or by a Indian person. We had a great names here. Due to the lack of British support, what a lack, less, minimum. British is not supporting the Indian businessman or the Indian traders. British नहीं आते थे ना कि कभी कोई Indians भी आगे बढ़े या वो अपना कोई business या industry setup करे. Due to the lack of British support, experience of management and capital, because Indians don't have such kind of management skills or don't have the capital. Capital means money. The Indian businessmen could not come forward in large number. तो ज़्यादा Indians आगे नहीं बढ़ पा रहे थे. दे डोंट कम फॉरवर्ड बिकॉज उनको परमिशंस भी नहीं मिल रहे थे, ट्रेड के बेनिफिट नहीं मिल रहे थे. बट फ्यू इंडियंस डेडिकेटली ब्रॉट अ चेंज इन द सोसाइटी. येट some of them built up their business by overcoming this problem. Overcoming means crossing or solving these problems. In 1853, Kawasji Nanabai Dawar started the first textile mill in Mumbai. Finally, an Indian started a textile mill in our country, in Mumbai. It happened in the year 1853. Underline this statement, okay? It may come in the question. When was the first textile mill started in Mumbai? In the year 1853. In 1855, the first jute mill was started at Rishra in Bengal. So first jute mill had started in India at Bengal in a place called Rishra. What is jute? Jute is another kind of fabric. Like other fabric, we have cotton, we have a nylon, we have a silk. So jute is also fabric, but is not a very in a good demand in market. Like we see the ropes, right? Sack, जो ropes होते हैं, sack होते हैं, किससे बनते हैं? जो हम गोनी बोलते हैं, गोनी के धागे देखे ना, that is called the jute. Even it's used in the doormats, right? So first jute mill has started at Rishra in West Bengal. Jamshedji Tata brought a revolution. The Tata Group, which we have, we know Tata Industries or Tata Group, it's a very huge in our country. They are involved in every business or every field. So first steel and iron industry was started by Jamshedji Tata in the year 1907. Underline this also, it's very much important. In 1907, Jamshedji Tata established the Tata Iron and Steel Company at Jamshedpur. In India, coal, metals, sugar, cement and chemical industries came to be started. So these new industries also started in our country. Understood? Next, social and cultural effect. Due to such things, Britishers brought so many change in our social and cultural process. Few cultural things or traditional things has been stopped that brought a change in our सोसाइटी. जैसे कि पहले हमारे कंट्री में कास्ट को लेके बहुत सारे इश्यूज होते थे, वुमेन्स के ऊपर बहुत क्रूएल्टी होती थी या लोअर कास्ट लोगों के ऊपर होती थी. ये सब चीज़ें बहुत चेंज हुई. दैट ब्रॉट अ गुड थिंग. सो ब्रिटिशर्स ने कुछ कुछ अच्छा किया, जैसे कि हमारे कंट्री में एजुकेशन सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस किया, ये जुडिशियल सिस्टम को भी एक बैलेंस लाया, तो ये सब चीज़ें अच्छी थी। तो यहाँ पे हम कुछ चीज़ें देखेंगे जहाँ पे उन लोगों ने सामने से कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें जो हमारे ऐसे कल्चर ट्रेडिशन हमारे कंट्री में होते जहाँ पे लोगों को इफेक्ट हो रहा था, वो सब चेंज किया। इन द 19th century Europe, a new era took shape on the basis of values like humanitarianism. Remember we learned in the 8th standard Renaissance, right? Sorry, it means the first chapter of the 8th standard. So humanitarianism, what is humanitarianism? Humanity. The importance are given to the humans, not the culture, not the trade, not the rulers. So it's a kind of humanitarianism. Democracy, nationalism, liberalism. What is liberalism? Liberal feeling, independent thoughts, right? This change in West led to obvious repercussion on India. For carrying out administrations, the British had to understand the Indian society. So this change also brought some kind of improvement in India also. And Britishers, they realized to rule in India, to stay in India, they need to know the Indian culture and the Indian tradition. So they started learning the Indian culture, tradition, or the Indian languages also. For this purpose, they started studying the tradition, history, literature, as well as music, flora, fauna of India. We know the meaning of flora, fauna. Basically, we use karte. Flora, fauna means our biodiversity, our environment, where flora stands for plant life and fauna stands for animal life, right? तो इंडिया को समझने की कोशिश करने लगे, इंडियंस के थॉट्स को, इंडियंस के लैंग्वेज और उनके बिहेवियर को, सो दैट दे कैन हैव अ कंट्रोल. और सबसे बड़ी बात, उनको इंडिया में रूल करना था तो मैनेजमेंट भी चाहिए थे ना, तो दे नीड द हेल्प फ्रॉम द इंडियन पीपल. दे स्टार्टेड एजुकेटिंग द इंडियन पीपल. In 1784, Sir William Jones, an English officer, established the Asiatic Society of Bengal. It is a very famous place in Bengal. It's in Kolkata. Right now it's a museum. So you can remember in 1857, a museum has been created at the Bengal, the Asiatic Society of Bengal, right? So it plays a very important role, जहाँ पे education को, knowledge को spread करने के लिए, propagate करने के लिए opportunities बढ़ गई. In 1784, Sir William Jones, an English officer, established the Asiatic Society of Bengal at Kolkata. Max Muller, a German thinker, was a devout scholar of Indian religion. What a devout, dedicated. He appreciated the Indian languages, Indian culture. Even he tried to learn the Sanskrit. He translated so many traditional books of India into different languages. Max Muller, a German thinker, was a devout scholar of Indian religion, language and history. Due to these examples, there arose feelings among newly educated Indians to study Indian religion, history and tradition. So Britishers ये सब चीज़ को support करते तो Indians के अंदर, young Indians के अंदर भी feeling होती कि हम अपने culture, traditions को बढ़ाएं और उसको हम ज़्यादा support करें. The British introduced many laws in India. British introduced many laws in India at that time. In 1829, लॉर्ड विलियम बेंटिक, ये जहाँ जहाँ ईयर आ रहा है और जिस जिस ऑफिसर का नाम आ रहा है उसको अंडरलाइन करो, इट विल हेल्पफुल फॉर अस. इन 1829, लॉर्ड विलियम बेंटिक passed the Sati Prohibition Act. What do we act? Act means law. Prohibition means stop. So what was the Sati Prohibition Act? It stopped the process of Sati. We know the meaning of Sati process. Previously, in some parts of India, there was a tradition, there was a culture that if husband dies, then woman or the wife is also forcefully put into the fire. This is called the Sati process or the Sati Pratha. It's wrong, na? At the same time, these people, those who following the Sati Pratha, they didn't force the husband to die when wife's death. समझ रहे हो? तो ये पार्शलिटी भी हुई ना. हस्बैंड का डेथ हो रहा है, अब वाइफ को जबरदस्ती हस्बैंड के साथ जला दे रहे हो. लेकिन जब वाइफ का डेथ हो रहा है तो हस्बैंड के साथ ऐसा कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो, और इधर हस्बैंड इज अलाउड टू डू द सेकेंड मैरिज. सो व्हाई नॉट वाइफ? सो ऐसा लॉर्ड डलहौजी ने भी प्रोसेस लाया कि वाइफ को भी सेकेंड मैरिज करने का पूरा परमिशन मिलना चाहिए. तो ये सब कुछ चीजें अच्छी थी जो हमारी सोसाइटी में ब्रिटिशर ने चेंज लाया. इन 1829, लॉर्ड विलियम बेंटिक passed the Sati Prohibition Act. In 1856, Lord Dalhousie passed the Widow Remarriage Act. Widow Remarriage Act. A new law has been introduced by Lord Dalhousie. Underline it, in the year 1856. That widow समझते हो ना, हिंदी बोलते हैं विधवा, जिसके हस्बैंड का डेथ हो जाए उसको विडो कहते हैं. So widows are also allowed to do second marriage or remarriage. These acts were responsible for social reforms. What are reforms? Changes. These law brought a change in the society. For carrying out administration in India, administration management in India, the British required English educated Indians. तो ब्रिटिशर्स को इंडिया में मैनेज करना है, इंडिया में उनको एडमिनिस्टर करना है, तो उनको एजुकेटेड इंडियंस चाहिए, जिसके लिए उन्होंने इंडियन इंग्लिश एजुकेशन में इंट्रोड्यूस किया. अकॉर्डिंग टू रिकमेंडेशन, व्हाट इज रिकमेंडेशन? सजेशंस. अकॉर्डिंग टू रिकमेंडेशंस ऑफ लॉर्ड मैक्लॉय in 1835, underline this also. According to recommendations of Lord Macaulay in 1835, English education started being imparted in India. What is imparted? Introduce. लॉर्ड मैक्लॉ ने सजेस्ट किया कि इंग्लिश एजुकेशन इंडिया में भी इंट्रोड्यूस करो, ताकि हम इंडियंस को भी ट्रेन कर सके और उन्हें भी अपने साथ काम करने के लिए हम लोग कैपेबल बना सके. Through new education, Indians were introduced to Western thoughts. Because of the new education, Indians introduced to the new Western thoughts. फिर हमें क्या हुआ, हमें वेस्टर्न कल्चर, वेस्टर्न ट्रेडिशंस भी मालूम पड़ने लगे. बहुत सारे हमारे इंडियंस फॉरेन जाने लगे वहाँ पे जॉब करने के लिए, वहाँ पे अलग अलग मीटिंग्स अटेंड करने के लिए. तो हमें समझ में आने लगा कि हमारे साथ क्या गलत हो रहा है और हमारे क्या राइट्स हैं. दिस शुड ऑल्सो बी टेकन केयर ना. Through new education, Indians were introduced to Western thoughts, modern reforms, science and technology. In 1857, universities were established at Kolkata, Mumbai and Madras. Now it is called Chennai. The Western educated middle class Indians led the social reform movement in India, and these middle class people brought a change in our society. Understood? So these are the things that had been changed, happened during the time of British rule. Understood the chapter? Understood topic? Please go through the entire chapter, read it once. If you have any doubt, let me know when we will meet in the lectures, or just make a note of it. Okay? Let's begin the exercise. Exercise mark कर लेते हैं, फिर हम लोग आराम से उसको लिख के बाद में उसको भी रीड करेंगे, so that we are able to give the test or our daily activity. Ready? चलो, let's do the blank. First, Portuguese dash French British participated in the competition of capturing Indian market. We have option of Austrian, German, Dutch and Swedish. Answer is Dutch. Right? Correct answer is Dutch. Second, in 1802, Peshwa Dash signed the subsidiary alliance with the British. In 1802, which Maratha ruler signed the subsidiary alliance with the British? We have option Bajirao I, Savai Madhorao, Peshwa Nana Sahib, Bajirao II. And the correct answer is Bajirao II. Next, Jamshedji Tata started the manufacturing of steel at Tata Iron and Steel Industry established in Dash. Which location? We have option Mumbai, Kolkata, Jamshedpur and Delhi. And the correct answer is Jamshedpur. Okay? Got the answers? Next, explain the following concept. First, civil services. Remember civil services? It's on the page number 11. We had a whole paragraph of the civil services. Right? Write that whole paragraph on the page number 11 on the right hand side. Second last paragraph, write the complete paragraph. That is the civil services. Next question. Commercialization of agriculture. Remember, for their benefit, Britishers forced the villagers or the farmers to grow the cash crops from which they get the more benefit. On the page number 13. Right? On the page number 13, the first paragraph of the commercialization of agriculture. Right? Got? On the page number 13, the first topic or the first paragraph, that is the commercialization of agriculture. Third, economic policy of British. We had seen there are so many changes brought during the time of Britishers. So, it's on the page number 12, economy policies of the British. Write the two paragraph here. In first paragraph, the introduction is given, how Britishers brought the change and how the previous rulers were, and in second paragraph it has shown that due to the changes that happened in England, its effects showing in India also. Okay? Question answers. Explain the statement with the reason. Farmers in India became bankrupt. We saw the condition that farmers facing a lot of problem during the time of Britishers. It's on the page number 12. It's the consequences of new land revenue system. Right? The whole paragraph, you start your answer, there was a undesirable effect till farmer became bankrupt. Okay, on the page number 12, right hand side, the last paragraph. Next question. There was decline of traditional industry. As we've seen, due to the introduction of British goods and material, the Indian traders or the Indian artisans didn't able to compete the situation. It's on the page number 13, right hand side, the first paragraph. Decline of traditional industries in India. Every answer write in the points. It will be better to read, to understand, and also you will get the complete marks if you write in the points. Okay. The last, complete the following table. Here the name of the British officers given and the changes brought by them. First, Lord Cornwallis. What did Lord Cornwallis introduce? Lord Cornwallis introduced civil services. Yes. Second, we had given the work. Passed Sati Prohibition Act. Who passed the Sati Prohibition Act? We just learned. On the same page we have Lord William Bentinck. Lord William Bentinck passed Sati Prohibition Act. Next, Lord Dalhousie. What did Lord Dalhousie brought change? Widow Remarriage Act. Right? Lord Dalhousie brought a new act called Widow Remarriage Act. Next, work established Asiatic Society of Bengal. Who established Asiatic Society of Bengal? Sir William Jones. Right? Sir William Jones had done. Correct? Clear? So we had completed the chapter. I wish you understood the chapter. It's my humble request with you all. Please go through the topic. Please read the entire chapter. And any doubt, anything, you just mark it or write it down on the notebook. Then we can discuss during our lecture. Hope we will try to bring more improvement or more sincerity in our lectures or in our study. Okay? Thank you everyone. Thank you for your support. Thanks.